Hey, it's Wes, and I want to welcome you back to Constant Worship, a blog designed to equip worship leaders and inspire the worship of Jesus. Now, we are coming up quickly on the 4th of July weekend, which marks a little bit over the halfway point of this calendar year. And sometimes with holiday weekends, there are specific challenges that worship teams and worship leaders have to face in designing a worship experience for the congregation. Now, I want to talk about that. I want to give 3 specific insights into doing holiday themed worship gatherings. But first, I want to give this caveat. I understand that different churches, church leaders, pastors have various views about the national holiday calendar and the church worship experience. Some people argue that all of the holidays should be used to the greatest advantage to pull people in for evangelism, outreach purposes. Other people say no, holidays, national and otherwise, don't have anything to do with the Christian calendar, and so we shouldn't be bound by that. I get it. And I've actually served under a pastor before who even said, obvious holidays like Christmas and like Easter, he said, why spend just December celebrating the birth of Christ? Why just one Sunday in late March or early April celebrating the resurrection of Christ? We should be celebrating the birth, death, resurrection, new life that we have in Jesus every day of the year, including every Sunday of the year. So I get it. There's all kinds of views out there, but here's my 3 insights specifically for dealing with holiday-themed worship gatherings. Number 1, listen to the spiritual authority of your pastor. In the measure that we respect and honor our pastor, we respect and honor and obey God. So unless your pastor blatantly and clearly moves away from teaching and obeying Scripture, everything within that we need to honor. So if your pastor says no to one song or one specific direction, we got to say no. And if the pastor says yes to another specific direction, we say yes to it. Now, we can voice our opinion, we can have a respectful dialogue, but ultimately we need to follow the leadership and direction of the pastor. We also need to honor the abilities and the capacities of our worship team. Let's say a pastor wants a specific song, a specific style. Well, sometimes because we don't have the capacity on certain instruments, or we just don't have certain instruments, we can't do it a specific style. However, we can honor the intent of the song, the lyrics of the song, the direction of the song in another way, therefore honoring our pastor and honoring God. So number 1, submit to your pastor's spiritual authority. Number 2, celebrate Christ. The whole reason that we are ever together with other believers, able to pray and sing songs and worship God is because of the completed work of Jesus on the cross. He opened a way for us to boldly come into the presence of God and worship Him. And that is worth worshiping and recognizing and celebrating every single day, every single Sunday of the year. So number 1, submit to your pastor's authority. Number 2, celebrate Christ. And number 3, look for what's behind the holiday. So, for instance, we're coming up on 4th of July weekend. Are there any worship songs about the bombs bursting in air? Are we going to sing the Star Spangled Banner in our worship service? Probably not, and it's probably not a good idea. However, if we're thinking about independence and liberty and freedom, the ultimate freedom we have is in Christ. And we can celebrate the freedom that we have in Him. And we can use this lens for every single holiday of the year. If it's Father's Day, man, we could sing Good, Good Father. But we can also celebrate other ways that God is someone who protects us and watches over us and is the best Father, who is there for the fatherless, right? Sometimes the painful holiday for some people, especially days like Memorial Day. So looking beyond the face value of the holiday and looking for what's behind it and what the Bible and the gospel has to say about it is a great way to engage these ideas that are already in people's minds because of the commercialized world in which we live and point them to Jesus, point them to the gospel. So I want to encourage you with those 3 insights. 1, listen to your pastor's spiritual authority and submit to it. Number 2, celebrate Christ always, often. Number 3, look for what's beyond the face value of any holiday. I hope that this blesses you, and I hope that this gives you clarity for your worship gathering this weekend and other holiday weekends. If any of this makes sense, if you have questions about it, I would love to continue the dialogue with you. Leave a comment, go over and click on the link to the blog, Constant Worship. I would love to hear from you.